Hello, everybody. Welcome to Womenlines Stellar Entrepreneur Show. Yes, friends, today we are going to meet some visionary, a leadership expert, and a woman who has amazing talents. Nilima Bhat, she's a leader in the field of personal mastery, leadership, gender equality, and well-being. A Sivanand yoga teacher and practitioner of the integral yoga of Sri Aurobindo and the mother. She's a dancer, a co-author of two books, Shakti Leadership and My Cancer Is Me. She's the founder of the Global Shakti Fellowship Program for Women Changemakers and co-convener of the Truth and Reconciliation work from the inside out and also of the Shakti Kumbh. Friends, she has defined leadership in an archetype of leadership that is generative, cooperative, creative, inclusive, and empathetic. Male or female leaders who understand and practice Shakti leadership act from a consciousness of life giving caring, creativity, and sustainability to achieve self mastery internally and be of selfless service to the world. So excited to welcome you, Nilima, in Womenline Show.
Thank you, Charu. Thank you for inviting me.
It's such a pleasure to have you. So, yes, please share about your work and about yourself as a person.
Briefly, I was a naval daughter, grew up in many different parts of the country and also Germany. Went to St. Xavier's College, Mumbai, did life sciences and biochemistry, got married, and before that I did a postgraduate diploma in social communications media. So took up public relations, corporate communications as a career. And that lasted 10 years with ITC Welcome Group, with Philips, the electronics company, then with ESPN, Star Sports. So after 10 years, I was looking after corporate communications for 25 countries across Asia Pacific. I was 32 and we were based in Singapore and had this huge existential crisis saying, who am I and am I making the difference I came to make? So I quit my full-time corporate career. By this time, we moved to London with my husband's career. He was in advertising with Ogilvy and Mather. And I took up the study of yoga and Vedanta. And I started studying, and I started also working with a design collaborative called Karu, Art for Everyday Living. It's about regenerating threatened craft arts through modern design. So it just began a whole new life at the age of 32. Within that time, 2 years into that, at 34, my husband got diagnosed with colon cancer. And that began our journey into healing and recovery, the discovery of integrative medicine and holistic health. So we returned to India for him to recover his health. We started Roots and Wings Consulting, and started doing conscious leadership, conscious culture, all this kind of work within organizations. Also, I was working with individuals, helping them go through their journey through cancer with all that we were learning. So from that came the first book, My Cancer Is Me, The Journey from Illness to Wholeness, that I co-authored with Vijay, my husband. And then 3 years later came out Shakti Leadership, which is really the focus of my work today. Because after giving cancer 10 years of my life, I had another internal call that it's time to now work for raising the feminine in the world, and especially working through women leaders, women change makers. So that is what I'm focusing on these days. I have a program with the University of San Diego's Conscious Leadership Academy. So it's called the Shakti Fellowship. Then the curriculum is embedded into Skolkovo, Russia's Flow program, their first program for women leaders. I'll soon be going to Mexico to do this for a program called Women Leading Organizations with the Tech Day Monterrey, which is another significant B school in Mexico for Latin America. So it's going everywhere. Shakti Leadership is getting embedded as my dream, reminds me.
Congratulations.
So that's where I am.
Heartiest congratulations for transforming, or rather taking, the Shakti concept of leadership globally. And I'm sure this must be helping out so many women across the globe in their leadership journey. So now comes the topic of women empowerment, which we are so passionate about. So what is your take about women empowerment?
When you think about the word empowerment, it contains the word power in it. And because I am a yoga practitioner, for me, the word power means Shakti. Shakti is the innate power of existence, the evolutionary force that is within every man, woman, and child, and that moves us and grows us and kind of empowers us from within. And when we are in touch with our Shakti flow, we become a self-healing system physically at a body level. Emotionally, we become empowered, balanced, vitalized, fully alive, fully aware of the rasa of life, right? Mentally, we have a sense of vision and clarity, and we're able to see the bigger picture and not get caught in our little ego-based stuff that keeps us stuck in smallness. And then Shakti also helps us get in touch with our soul. So the soul is really the place we want to be in and be operating from. And so really, for me, empowerment is a very holistic idea. And for a woman to be truly empowered, she needs to be able to find and connect with this innate Shakti that's inside her, this force of nature itself, of life's intelligence itself, which will bring her this very complete, sampurna, as we call it, empowerment.
Superb sharing, Nilima. I'm getting goosebumps because this concept of Shakti, once I get into this thought process, and when I realize, and I've read so much about it, that the power is innate in every woman. And at Womenlines, we are on mission to help women to realize that power, because I think every woman is blessed with this power. It's all about having that mindset and knowledge to realize that power, and then she can use it for her excellence. And we are on the mission through a magazine also. So this is really exciting, and this has to reach out to women across the globe so that they can really excel in their leadership journey, because once they realize their innate power, I'm sure our planet will be a much better place to live. So you are a personal transformation facilitator, and you have coached many women globally in their quest for personal excellence. Can you share what you have observed, that what skill is missing in women, and that is common across the globe, and they should be working upon it?
It's, I think Maureen Murdoch in her book, The Heroine's Journey, describes it very well. She says there are these three falsehoods that women have bought into unconsciously, and they don't even know those beliefs are running them. Those are limiting beliefs, right? And the first is that women are inferior to men because they're the weaker sex. The second is that women are dependent on men, that you do not have an identity of your own. You have to identify as someone's daughter, and then someone's wife, and then someone's mother, ideally a boy's mother.
Yeah.
Correct? So we have this sense of dependence for our identity. The third is that women are incomplete without men, that somehow romance will complete us, that we need some external man or lover who will come and kiss. It's like the Sleeping Beauty story. We are sleeping beauties, and then the Prince Charming comes and kisses us awake.
Yeah,
And then
fairy tales and fantasy world. Yep.
Yeah. So therefore, if you look at these three beliefs, they keep us limited. They keep us incomplete. They keep us dependent. They keep us inferior. And so one of the observations is, in work, especially, it's not just the glass ceiling that we need to be getting through. It's also the sticky floor that keeps us stuck to our old realities, our current realities. We are stuck. We're not able to rise because of these internal belief systems.
The blockage is there.
Yes. Psychologist Sidra Stone calls it the inner patriarch, right? The patriarchy is a system which says men are superior to women and men will be controlling the show, and women have to be subordinate to men. This is what the patriarchy represents. It's an unequal power dynamic within society between genders, right? Where one gender has been given more power over everyone, including other genders, right? So this inner patriarch becomes a voice in a woman's head, and she is living by the rules. Yeah. She doesn't even know she is living by that belief system.
Whole life goes. Many women
Yeah.
have passed their life under this thought that inner patriarch is so loud.
Yeah.
And that's
And
sad.
therefore, when I speak to women around the world, it's interesting, even if they are from so-called emancipated countries and cultures and developed countries with more money, or they may be actually earning well. Interestingly, this inner patriarch exists across the globe because globally there has been a patriarchy. Very, very few cultures, like very niche small cultures in some tribal parts of India or some tribal parts of, I don't know, Russia or South America, there may be like where women in that village are the more powerful thing. But to be honest, even that's not all right, because any culture where one group is given power over another group will eventually cause a dysfunction.
Correct. Very true. Very to share, Nilma, because this is happening across the globe and the mindset requires that change. And as women, we have to take that step to change and just erase that mindset of listening to that inner patriarch's voice. And then we can bring up our daughters with a new, fresh mindset with strong belief in themselves.
You're
So,
so right. So right. I've taken pains to call these things out to my daughter. She's now 28. And I realized much of my behavior was because I was A woman, B, I was an Indian woman, and C, I was my mother's daughter. So I have internalized all those rules and norms and behaviors I have seen women display, Indian women display, and my mother display. And so I have formed myself as a woman according to these models I had. So I'm very clear when I'm speaking to my daughter saying, you don't have to carry these models forward if they are limiting you in any way.
beautiful. Shakti leadership and cellular level meditation. These words I have come across your sharing on social media and your talks. I'm so curious to know details about both concepts. Can you share some insights?
Shakti leadership is a model to create a world that works for all. And it's a model for leadership that draws from the best of the East and the West, and that works for both men and women and all genders. Because most leadership models have been made by men for men, and mainly coming out of Western militaristic models of leadership. We've simply taken that into business and into modern forms of leadership. But its military model is great for the military. You don't have to apply it in other social settings which require more caring and sharing and compassion and kindness, as all the research is now showing us. So Shakti leadership says we have to bring out our presence, our Shiva Tattva, which is our capacity to be mindful and conscious and aware and still, right? That is that presence we must cultivate. From there, we get in touch with the Shakti that flows through that presence, which is that innate power, which is required in leadership. To be a leader, you have to exercise some kind of power to get something done. Then we say you have to become psychologically whole. We have to know how to have our masculine side and our feminine side equally developed. And I also talk about becoming the wise fool of tough love. You have to have your parent self and your child self also equally developed and integrated in a healthy way, right? So wise is the parent, fool is the child, tough is the masculine, love is the feminine. When we can become the wise fool of tough love, this is the core of what it means to be a Shakti leader. You stand in your presence, and then depending on any leadership moment, you play one of these archetypes, these powers, these capacities you have in yourself. You either meet the moment with wisdom, or with curiosity and foolishness, or with toughness, or with love, from a place of presence. So that requires flexibility to know how to flex to each moment and not just be stuck in one mode as a leader. And finally, Shakti leadership is about congruence, which is to know who you are and to know what your purpose is, which is to bring who you are into full manifestation, to bring all your innate gifts and talents out in your leadership and in the world.
It
We
must
also
be a
talk about the
journey.
hero's. Yeah, we talk about a hero's journey.
It must be a journey because it sounds so deep. And once
It
you
is.
get into that thought process and mode, I think it requires real effort at conscious level to work upon self and changing that mindset and evolving that Shakti leadership mindset. I'm sure there must be certain time involved in it.
It took me, I think, what, more than 20, 25 years, uh, to even get here. So nothing comes easy. Nothing worth having is given to you on a platter.
Very
And
true.
in this day of instant,
Yeah.
unfortunately, this is not instant. And it requires work. It requires inner transformation. It requires a death and resurrection of
It's just
yourself.
like a meditation, I suppose, everyday work and everyday internal reflection, plus certain work which you must be teaching in the workshop. I'm sure that must be helping
Yeah,
women across.
yeah, yes. Basically, it's a yoga. It's a yoga of leadership.
Yeah, it's better defined. It's a yoga of leadership, and that will give you better confidence and hold on yourself because yoga leads to a different journey. So must be beautiful journey. So what's the cellular level meditation which you often talk about?
The cellular healing meditation comes out of my work with cancer. So, having worked for many years trying to help people heal through their cancers, I realized cancer is a disease of the cell. And my yoga is based on Mother and Sri Aurobindo's integral yoga, where Mother, towards the end of her incarnation, talked about the yoga of the cells, saying that salvation is physical at a cellular level. If we can transform and activate the potency of every cell, the cell becomes the self-healing system. The cell has the capacity to, divinize the body eventually, and from the cell lies the capacity to heal any disease, right? So when I was working with people having cancer, I realized, let's start at a cellular level. Let's create a meditative meditation practice that takes them step by step through their body, their breath, their mind, their soul, their spirit, their higher self, and then takes them all the way down into their cellular structure. And then how do you work with sacred geometry called yantras and the right kind of mantra, which is the potency of a healing power? And how do you activate these yantras and mantras inside your cell so that the cell can burst into light effectively
It
and
sounds like
become
activating the chakras or something, is it?
correct? So basically, this is about turning the cell into a chakra.
Oh God,
Every
every
cell
cell.
becomes a chakra. Yes.
That sounds tremendous energy if somebody is able to
Yeah.
activate that.
Yes.
Have people done that?
You'll be surprised. I have made this cellular meditation available for free on my website for many years. People from all over the world will chance upon it, and some of them will write back and say they healed their tumors, that they healed whatever their disease was by doing this. I personally have had one or two patients who came to me to say they did the doctor sent them to me because he didn't want to do surgery immediately, and then they did the 21-day cellular meditation. And then when they went for the surgery, there was no tumor to be
Oh,
uh, removed.
take a note,
So I have
friends.
seen that.
Take a note, friends. Visit the page and get the benefit out of it because who wants to go through surgery and who wants to go through under all the medicines? So this is a natural way to get your power and health back. So this has to be tried by everybody. Fantastic sharing, Nilima.
And
Thank you so much.
we, we don't say you don't do your regular medicine and
Okay,
surgery. Please listen to your doctor, do everything. But you can help the doctor do what they're doing by doing this on yourself.
very
Right?
true.
This is just meditation. It's not taking any other in external herb or anything. It's just you, mind, and body and soul.
Beautiful.
And
Now I'm so curious to understand how do you manage your energy when you are having burnout?
I practice this connection with the divine and the divine as the universal great mother. That we have two realities. We have a limited ego self, which has this limited body, mind, and breath. But we also have a higher self that is unlimited and has great, tremendous power to heal this
Body.
limited self, right? So there are ways where you use your breath and your affirmations and your prayers. You can every morning wake up and look at the sun and ask for the healing power of the sun to come into you. You can ask for the divinity of life and nature to enter into you and to activate every cell of your body, right? I start seeing my cells becoming tiny golden suns and radiating light in all directions, right?
Beautiful.
So these are all the simple parts of the cellular healing meditation that you can use in bite-sized pieces. So yes, you can use your body, you can use your breath, you can use your mind, you can use the power of your soul and spirit. I do all of that to constantly be in a state of connection with a higher, limitless energy whenever I feel I've lost that connection. It's really like saying, it's like you are a phone, your battery runs out, you have to go and recharge. Huh?
Morning time is for our time that we should be recharging our body for the whole day, I think.
Correct. So I literally go and plug into the sun.
The sun, yeah. Splendid share. I loved it. What was your most significant aha moment till now you want to share with us? The happiest aha moment where just you cannot forget.
Wow. So when we were returning from Kailash Mansarovar, for most yogis, Mount Kailash in Tibet is supposed to be the abode of Shiva, the highest consciousness. And I remember going there. They say once you've done that, you can die because you're complete. What more is there after having gone to that highest
that
place?
level,
right?
yes.
Yeah. So when we in this high altitudes and you struggle to breathe, and so when we were coming back from that pilgrimage and we were in China and we could see little clouds flowing down the mountains, and I just remember in that moment my heart filling with so much joy that I almost thought I will die of joy.
Happiness and joy. Wow.
Yes. And then I remembered in Chinese medicine, they say all emotions in moderation, including joy.
Joy, yeah.
Because too much joy can harm the heart.
Harm the body, yeah.
Yeah.
Cannot bear it.
So I remember, yes, it was that moment. Like, oh my God, this is real. See, typically we never touch that sort of a peak now. We never so happy.
We never
be so happy. But I touched it and like, oh my God, my body is not ready to bear so much joy.
Wow. Awesome to know that. Please share some message for Womenlines audience.
I would say get in touch with your inner patriarch and kindly retire him.
I loved it. Superb, powerful statement. I will write in the top of the content. It was impactful. Take a note, friends. We have to do that to excel ourselves in our life. Fantastic share, Nilima. Thank you so much for your valuable time and sharing all deep insights. And I wish you all the best in your journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Charu. Good luck with your work.
Thank you.